Ladies and gentlemen, a good day for the second time today. We'll start with the Rotabug W. W stands for walking, in other words, pedestrian control. And Jasper, my excellently trained colleague, has just folded out the rotating axles. These axles can be folded back again onto the bike for transport at any time. In this case, the machine is kitted out to dose 4 rows. It can be more, but at the moment we're recommending that 4 is a sensible amount to handle. And the drums are already primed with material, with carrier and biologicals. And these will rotate slowly over the beds to release their load. So, here we go. Jasper at a leisurely pace, going well. And if you look very carefully, although it's quite windy, you will see the material trickling out of the drums. The rule here being that if it is too windy to apply a chemical spray, and of course this is out in the open. But if you have beds in a tunnel, then of course you have shelter, so therefore the wind factor is usually not a problem. So Jasper is making a turn on the headland, come back again. The speed, walking speed, is generally reckoned to be around 3 kilometers per hour, so 2.5 miles to 3 kilometers per hour. Trying to go faster, you cover the ground more quickly, but you get a fair degree of bounce, as you can see is happening at the moment. Without the wind, the accuracy is very good indeed. So not only is accuracy a bonus point, but the speediness of application, as well as when it comes to planning the application. Just would you like to demonstrate the folding in of the arms again, for those who may not have seen it when they were walking this way? That's it. And then on the other side, it's very finely balanced, so it's not always the easiest of things to work with. Now it's in a transporting position. The drums are adjustable, the opening in the drums are adjustable to apply the amount of material that you wish to put on, again, very accurately. We decided that we wanted to do something a little bit different. It was to build a more professional machine which did more drums, greater width, which is the one mounted on the tractor here. We ought to mention not only the efficiency of application, but of course there is an immediate saving in labour costs. And labour costs are getting more and more, well, I was going to say frightening, but the pressure is on. Pressure is always on costs. Right, now we're going to turn our thoughts, minds, views onto the tractor-mounted version. And the tractor-mounted version, as I said, was developed because we thought we should go a stage further to not only a greater width, but the bug bike, as it was nicknamed, so Rotabug W, you cannot use on tabletops. Well, you might be able to, but it's just not practical. This is what this was designed for, to be used on tabletops. You'll notice on the drums here, it's still called Rotabug, but it's Rotabug R. And R is simply, as opposed to walking, you're reading, hence the name Rotabug R. It's still Rotabug, but it's a different version of it. So Jonathan, a very capable driver today, is also the manufacturer, the fabricator of the equipment and some of the technical stuff behind it. So he's taken my ideas and ideas from others and, to coin a phrase, welded them together. So the boom is folding in, and the reason for the folding in, not only transporting perhaps over the sort of lanes and the gateways and buildings, but many tunnels have a lot of obstruction as you're going in and out. In this case, it's very clear. But we've overcome the obstructions by using the folding mechanism. So the tractor would normally drive in and then unfold the boom when it's inside. So on the return journey, I mentioned speed before, which was walking speed using the other machine. And all our development was based on that same walking speed, so 3 kilometers an hour. It's going at less than that, purely for demonstration purposes. This can increase, we believe, we've done it up to 6 kilometers rather per hour. Beyond that, it's not recommended. It's just too, it's unstable. That's the boom itself. That's in spite of the boom being automatically adjusted. It adjusts itself for keeping level. So it keeps level by its own sensors. The boom is infinitely adjustable in its width and its height. The spacing between the drums, again, infinitely variable. The rig in its present form, we believe, it's out at 8 meters plus at the moment, and we think that can easily go to 12. But most tunnels, of course, are 8 meters or thereabouts at the moment. This machine is actually currently only used in the UK. So we are pleased to be able to introduce this to, these days, one of the greatest strawberry growing countries, now in recent times, here in the UK. As you can see straight away, that from a labour saving point of view, we've gone from 4 to 8 rows. So there is an increase in labour saving. It will be different for every grower. Their layout, labour costs, whatever. But as a rule of thumb, you would say that minimum saving sits around 60%. We believe that to be realistic, maximum saving, because you have to take the tractor cost into consideration, is probably 80–85%. But still well worthwhile having. As far as covering square meterage or area is concerned, we would recommend that the small one is perhaps up to 5 hectares. You can go up to 20 hectares, and that's a very useful figure to base it on. Again, with these drums, it's the same idea, except the drums on the Bug bike are powered through the wheel, the bike wheel, if you like. That turns at a slower rate. These turn at a higher rate, but they're all independently switched. So they can run together, all separate. And the idea behind that being that if you wanted to dose more on the outsides, perhaps more vulnerable, which has a higher level of pest in there, you can do that. If you know there's an area where there isn't any problem, you can switch them off. You don't have to dose there. So that's another flexibility. The other thing in the future we wish to do is to use a similar piece of kit to do crop mapping, and using the information gathered from that to pass immediately to the machine. So therefore one is getting not only accuracy, but also the best cost savings as well, with it. So to everybody, thanks very much indeed. Any further questions? I'm here for the rest of the day. If you want a private demonstration, well, you still have to see me. So, thanks again. All the best. Bye bye for now.